So that's both boys dropped off to school. Matthew had a bit of a wobbler when he went in today. Amy said he was a bit upset going in and stuff, so I don't know how he's going to get on today. He was really good yesterday, he loved it, so I think it's just leaving the tablet at home, and he doesn't like doing that, so I think it's probably just that. And I had a little bit of a problem with George. He wanted to take his huge twirly woo up with him, which we did, and then when he got there they said he's not allowed it in there because it's soft, so they had to put it in a bag, so that didn't go down too well with him. But me and Amy are going to pop down to Plymouth on the barbecue and have something to eat, and maybe pop at a couple of shops or whatever, so we're just going to have a relaxing day, hopefully. Jasperizer, which is a foot-long hot dog. No, a foot-long hot dog you've got, haven't you? Yard long. Half a yard hot dog with onions, lettuce, tomato, ketchup, and that's about it. I've got a Jasperizer, which I'm going to try to show you now. Okay. There's a big. That's all right. I'm gonna balance you. It's my bad boy. I don't know how I'm going to do this without covering myself in mess.
You're not, just embrace it.
So it's just like, it's like 2 burgers but with a bun in the middle and bacon.
Oh my.
I don't know how I'm going to eat this.
That's unbelievable. Get your chops
Just
around
give it a go.
That was a pathetic bite.
I'm trying to hold the camera though. It's a bit difficult to eat that while I'm holding the camera.
Go on, get your chops.
I'm not going to
around
film the whole me eating it, just so you can see that I am going to eat it.
That's better.
And that is good. Don't worry about McDonald's opening, just come to Plymouth and go to Captain Jasper's. Captain Jasper's, not Captain.
Yeah.
Amy used to say Captain Jasper's. I don't know why.
Because that's what I thought it was. I've never had a Captain Jasper's before I met you.
It's because Amy's not a real Jana.
I'm definitely not, no.
A Jana, for anyone that doesn't know, or anyone that's not in England that doesn't know, if you're American, some of our followers that are American, a Jana is someone from Plymouth, or a Plymouthian, which Amy's not. Amy's from Dorset, which is not that far. I mean, it's a couple of hours drive. She's from Dorset, she's from Poole.
Hence why I don't have that accent.
That's why she hasn't got my lovely West Country Jana accent. Amy's... I always joke with Amy and say she's from a place where people go to die. Because Bournemouth and Poole is known for having a very big high population of old people.
That's alright. Don't worry about it.
So, she's from where people go to die. Sorry anyone in Poole, any friends or that we know in Poole, we love it up there to be fair, but I always take the mick and say it's where you go to die.
You're just jealous because it's such a nice place compared to Plymouth. Plymouth hasn't got anything in Poole.
I have a great opinion of Plymouth. I love Plymouth. I love my home city. Amy doesn't really like it, but I love it, and that's the truth. But there's a lot worse places. Amy's never lived in a worse place. You've lived in Poole, which is beautiful, and you've lived in Plymouth. You've never had experienced what it's like to live in, not poverty. I don't mean it like that, but in a town or a city where it's less affluent. Poole is a very affluent city. Or is it a city, Poole? Yeah, isn't it? No, Poole Town. It's a town, isn't it? Not a city. So Poole's not even a city. Which means they don't have a cathedral. Is that right? They don't have a cathedral in Poole, do they?
Don't think so.
They will in Bournemouth because it's a city. So, again, if you're not English and you're American, that's the way they differentiate. It's not just the size of a place. If it's a city, you've got to have a cathedral. If you don't have a cathedral, you're not known as a city.
I didn't know that.
But then there's other places, like that's why, like Plymouth's got a cathedral. Exeter's probably smaller than Poole, but it's got a cathedral, so it's Exeter City. We hate Exeter City. There are West Country rivals.
Just because they're better than you.
They're not. We're going up this year through default.
You've said that every year that I've met you. I've
We have
known
though.
you.
So yeah, a city is differentiated between a town by size, but it's normally by size because anyone that's big enough would normally have a cathedral already. I don't know if there's any cases where a town could be made a city if they suddenly built a cathedral. I don't know if that's the case, but...
Try bite?
No thanks.
Why?
I've got a massive... So, yeah, if you're like into history and stuff like that, and you don't really know about how British towns and cities work, that's how it works. You got to have a cathedral to be a city.
Every day's a school day.
There are some cities though that are tiny that have got a cathedral, but they never really grew in size after having a cathedral put there. But they're still cities. But Plymouth's a pretty small city, but well, the city's well. I think we've got about 265,000 people in Plymouth. At a guess. I'll put a little thing up to what it actually is. I'll put the video up. But I'm going to turn this off now because I'm sure you don't want to see me eating. I'll catch you in a bit. This is what the world has come to. No one outside. Social distancing coffee. Do you not think it's a sad thing?
I mean, I like it because it's quiet everywhere.
She's not lying either.
No, that's what happens when you've got savage anxiety about being around people. So I love it. The school runs quiet. Everywhere's quiet.
Look at all the chairs, look. Can you see there? Can you see all the chairs? They're all upside down. It's very sad. Yeah. It's very sad. It's a shame. It's not normal for humans to be boxed in like as if they're in jail. Is she still working though? Come on girl, get me coffee on. There's not much for you.
What annoys me about Costa?
What?
You'd think that where it says Costa drive-through, they'd have the menu there, but instead they have it behind the speaker of where you order.
Yeah.
So you've got no
menu to look at.
Unless you're like down in the know with Costa, they're asking you what you want and you can't even look at the menu because it's behind the speaker. It makes no sense. I'd like to be prepared before I get to the drive-through, and you can't.
So Amy is sad because the menu. I see what she means.
I'm not sad. I think it's just
No, I
not
mean,
functional.
I don't mean sad as in you're sad. I mean, like, oh, you're a sad person for knowing it. I mean, you're sad that it makes it hard to order what you want because you don't know. And they're going, like yesterday, they went, what can I get you? And we were like, well, what do you do? We know they do coffee, obviously, but you don't know if you want a cappuccino, a macchiato, an iced drink, an iced coffee, a piece of flapjack. Flapjack?
Flapjack.
Flapjack.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them in America? There's more American viewers of our channel than anywhere else, I think, actually. Only just a bit more than the UK. I don't know why that is. Maybe you like my lovely Jana accent.
No. But how has somebody not enough people said it makes no sense? Why?
It's like, you know, when you go to a restaurant, if you've not been there before, and you might have a little poke your nose at the front door and look in the glass window or the box on the outside of the window, and pick like, I'm gonna have that when I go in. So you've got an idea or whatever.
What was that restaurant we went to in Florida? What was it? Tony Roma's Ribs?
Tony Roma's Ribs is one that you really enjoyed, I think. Well, to be fair, I ate a lot of fast food when we went to America because I love fast food and I'm fat and I'm greedy. Amy likes fast food to a degree, but her stomach isn't very good. You've had, what's it called? Have you had before?
IBS.
IBS before. So a lot of greasy foods like what we just ate there. She'll probably suffer for that later. Her stomach will be hurting probably. She doesn't eat very much greasy food or really fattening takeaway food like I can eat.
I liked Denny's.
Well, Denny's we had breakfast there a few times, didn't we? It was right next to our hotel.
And the only one that I regret was, because I bet it would have been really nice, was when we went to Chili's. And I chose
lovely,
something
actually.
that you had the little burger sliders. I had, it was like chili, and I didn't like it. So I sat there for the rest of the meal and just watched you eat yours.
But that restaurant, Chili's, was really good. I mean, obviously they do spicy food, but we didn't really have spicy food. I just had beef burgers. It was like a choice of, it was 6 burgers, wasn't it, in one? That's what it was. But what's the time? We're 11:20, so we've been waiting 9 minutes so far.
It's going to take longer to get out as well because there's a McDonald's just there, so the queue's probably ridiculous for that.
Oh yeah, there's a McDonald's just around the corner and that opened at 11 o'clock, I think. 11 o'clock they're opening, the McDonald's is, so.
The one thing I am envious about in America is the drink size you get.
Yeah, you get big, massive size drinks.
That's crazy. Because
Huge
when we
drinks.
first got to the hotel, we went to that Burger King, didn't we? And I asked for a large drink, and they passed me a bucket.
Yeah, they're big drinks. Same at the cinema, the drinks were like, you know, this, you couldn't hold them in one hand, really, unless you were holding them from the bottom. You couldn't hold them in one hand. But I suppose there comes a consequence of that, because then you have obesity problems that's worse than ours over here. We're getting close to it. We're not far off. I mean, you can read these reports where they say that the UK is 15 or 20 years behind the USA with regard to their healthcare issues with obesity and diabetes and things like that. So where you are now in America is where we will be supposedly in 15 or 20 years time. But I don't know if we will, because I think nowadays it's a bit more widespread, people's knowledge of obesity and stuff. Like, you know, we're not Slim Jims by any stretch of the imagination. I'm too heavy, but you know, we're not ridiculously big where we can't live a normal life. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm heavy, admittedly, but I can still play football, I can still run around and chase the boys around. Like, you know, it doesn't affect my daily life. Whether or not I will do when I get older, I don't know. But I need to lose a bit of weight. Amy's trying to lose a bit of weight with her little Slimming World meals, which basically is just her reducing the amount of calories that she would eat with meals to like lose a little bit of weight.
I'm so tired.
But well, it's 11:30. Now I can get the boys from school, so I won't have to see them until about 4 o'clock, 3:45. So you've got a good 4.5 hours when you get home. 4 hours. So just cuddle up on the sofa with Winnie.
My face has gone all tingly again.
FND. Oh, we've still got ages to go.
Costa says, we love to serve you great coffee, but you've got to guess it at the drive-thru because the menu's too far away.
She's very bitter about it. We're nearly there. So I'll turn you off. I'm sure you're bored of hearing us talk nonsense about coffee. But we're nearly there. Menu. You can see the thing where they ask you what you want. Then when they ask you, you don't know what they want.
Here we go. Da, 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 da.
Oh, you right? That's it? Perfect. So what was I thinking of paid round there? I thought I was paid round there.
No, that's alright.
Sorry.
So would you like any sugars or sweetness today?
No, I'll get them when we get home, it's alright.
Don't worry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Bye. So that's the end of our little day today. George is out in the garden as usual. I don't know if you can see, he's eating al fresco. He's got his burger there. Winnie's just come outside. So yeah, that's George in. There he is, look. That's George. Probably outside now until it comes to bedtime and he wants to come in. So we'll just let him come out if he wants to come out. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's dry at the moment, so I'm gonna halt the video there. Saturday, Sunday tomorrow. Well, Saturday, tomorrow, Sunday, weekend, no school. So we'll see if we go to do anything. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing anything. If we are, we'll vlog it. If we're not and we're just at home, we probably won't. But if not, we'll catch you again soon.